Welcome to this tutorial about using appT for assessment in hospitality. You can see that appT is open on the main home page. Down the left hand side of the screen there are class setup, student setup, report problem and exit buttons there, and if we wanted to add a class we can add a class or edit a class or delete a class. Once we've added a class, if we go to student setup, we can add students to that class. My classes have already been added, so I'm just going to click on this main part of the screen here that says please select your class and go to a particular class. You can see that this brings us to the summary sheet of the students, and I can scroll up and down and show you all the different students. I'll just stay at the top here. Now, looking at this student's details, we can see that some of the assessments have been completed and they're already marked with an A, and some of the assessments have been started but haven't been finished, and you can see a dark blue outline around those that already have some ticks in them but have not been completed. Now, there's a number of different options down the left hand side: school assessment, MIT assessment, printing results, viewing summaries, pre-assessment, post-assessment and printing the pre and post-assessment agreement. To get to the school assessment, I can press the school assessment button and pick what I want to assess. So let's go to egg. But that's not the only way that I can get there, and at the top of this screen on the right hand side, just to the left of the home button, there's the student list button. If I touch that, it will take me back. And another way to get to my student details is to just click on the standard like so, and that will take me there. Now, as we can see with this particular standard, this is on the egg and bacon sandwich. We can see that there are two opportunities for having this assessed, and one has already been done on the 20th of March, and so we've now got space to assess a second time. Now, you can select each individual box and put a tick in. Portion amounts and yields for egg dishes are identified and explained, but if we know that the student has completed everything there, we can press the black button at the bottom, and that will not only put all the ticks in, but it will also add in today's date. So that's completed for that student there. Now you can see that we've got space for the photographs as well, and when we click on a particular box for a photograph, it will automatically open the camera and set you up with the right resolution and allow you to take a photo. So we'll do that now, and there we go, the camera is open, resolution. So I'm going to hit the photograph button, and that's taken the photograph, and I'm going to press on use photo, and you'll see the photo has appeared in the box. If I want to replace that photo, I need only touch it and I have the option to replace it or delete it. If I choose replace, I've got the option to replace it with another photo from my camera, or I can even scroll down and I can choose to take it from photos, for example. If I don't have any photos in the boxes, but I want to import some photos that are on my camera, in order to make it so that it works efficiently, you would have to, unfortunately, take a photo first of all and then replace that photo. It just simply means that your photos are ready, your camera is ready when you open it up and set at the right resolution. It takes you through a little quicker. Okay, what other options are on this page? We also have the audio comment, and again this is set up so that in the audio comment it will allow you to record for up to, I think, a minute at a time it's set for, so you don't leave it accidentally recording. And we can close that, and we also have a button up here where you can add notes. So if you don't have time to write the notes at the time of the assessment, you can use the audio button and you can record your notes, and then you can go back and type those notes up later on. You've also got space there for the student to sign when all of that assessment is completed. If I come out of that, we've got a print button here. If I click on the print button, you'll be given a couple of different options. You can email or you can print. Now obviously printing is has to be done from the iPad. If you're set up with wireless printers in your school, then you may well be able to print directly from your iPad. Otherwise, the email option is the one that you might use to send it to your computer so that you can print it off. You can see on this here we have all the details, we have all the ticks that have been added for that particular student. We have space at the top for the notes. There were no notes in that student's file at the time, but you can see that all the dates and all the ticks have been added, and in addition to that, the photographs are also included, so that this becomes your entire record of assessment, can be sent as an evidence for moderation, and certainly is evidence of everything that has been marked and been done. Now I click on the back button there, we go back to that particular student. This is in the sandwich section now, and you'll notice on the symbol for the microphone that there's a little tick symbol which indicates that something has been recorded there, so you won't forget that you recorded some information. You'll also notice that the A for theory has been ticked. If I go back to my list of students, I can also go through to the MIT assessment, and that will allow me to go through and see what has happened at MIT. I can go back and I can have a look at the results. So we already saw that the egg result was there, and I can print that off directly from that. I can have a look at the summaries. So again, I can have a look at egg, and this will take me through and tell me how many of the students have completed how many of the different activities within the egg tab, so we can see that, and again that can be printed off if necessary. If I head back to this, I've also got pre-assessment, which allows your students to tick off that they understand the pre-assessment and post-assessment, and we can print that off as well. You can see down the bottom that there are spaces for the number of credits that have been gained, and those credits don't go in until all of the work's been done both at MIT and in school as well. I will just go back one last time into this particular student's file, and you'll see that at the top there's a Find Student button, and that will allow you to quickly go from one particular student to another particular student, staying on the same tab. So if you're doing all of your egg assessments, you can quickly swap between the different students just by selecting a student from the list there, and it will take you to that particular student. Going back to home, you can exit with the exit button, and if you have any other questions about how the software works or any of its particular details or any suggestions for how it could be further improved, then don't hesitate to contact me.